you gotta go bare hand. I don't have any of those.
All right. So, I tried to record this video earlier in the Seattle airport on my way back from Eugene, the regional. It was very bad. My eyes were basically swollen shut, and I was tired. It was loud, but we are back. This footage is from about a year ago, and when I started watching it this morning, I really like this drill, actually.
So in this drill, they're going pole drill or just isolating.
So many different ways that we have been isolating our hips. And there's one example of me working with I think it's the next clip where I would have done something differently now, even a year later.
Last two, here we go.
So yeah, I am in between postseason trips. Oregon just hit a walk-off to win their regional. If this YouTube video lives on for years and years, it is a 2025 Eugene regional. They just beat Stanford in the bottom of the 7th. Kind of cool. I will be home Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, leaving to Super Regionals to go see Liberty against Oregon for the Super Regionals. So this is the example I was talking about.
Freeze. You can pick it up.
Next clip.
Good. Hips. Yep. Back heels up. Bam. And shoulders are closed. Gloves out. Boom. From there, throw. Yep. Here we go.
So I was holding up her back elbow just at the end. But if you see that most people that open up with their front side, they go hips and shoulders together. But really, if we just focus on keeping that back elbow back, it's going to help them with their power. And I think now, if I were to do this field drill with her, I would put a little bit more pressure on her back elbow. So you're going to see her do it again from the side.
Don't move your lower half. Look it out up. So this is how a lot of people throw. They go like this. They just open like a door. When in reality, to create power, we go hips first and then our shoulders. That's how we create power. So hips go.
I'm watching her back elbow. That back elbow is already leaking forward.
Okay, let's do 2 in a row. Let's take a break.
You're going to see it better right here. Hold, back elbow.
Little better. So check it out here.
So imagine, look at my back elbow. Back elbow says back. As I turn, we still haven't lost that rubber band effect.
Turn and reach. Then my arm follows. Okay, one more. Last ball.
This is kind of the difference of me teaching this again for another year, is I know the importance of that back elbow. Kind of cool. I am still growing every single day as a coach. Even that example that I gave where I'm up here, like this, I would no longer do this angle with my upper body because that will contribute to the elbow being down here as well.
I want a big space in our hands and our feet. We want to be able to see the ball to catch it. Okay?
Last video, I talked through playing time. I have some points there. Only my defense club members heard all of these points because it was on the Facebook Live private group. So I think I will share it with you guys because playing time is always of the utmost importance in a lot of different conversations, questions, issues, DMs.
Get your back foot in the square and focus on that foot to push off
So
to get you going straight back.
this playing time conversation, it was really directed at athletes and coaches, and when I was creating the points for this, I had the mindset like, okay, athletes that aren't playing either need a path, a direction, a shift in mindset. Coaches dealing with families who are upset about playing time need a way to set expectations so that there is more transparency and an ease of communication. Not just communicating your point, but before that even needs to happen, an ease of communication. So, what are the athletes' points? How are we going to shift their mindset? Number one, I say this all the time, are you head and shoulders better than your competition? Benjamin. Well, Ben is here. Are you head and shoulders better than your competition? Meaning, if you hesitate at all, if you're not thinking, yeah, I'm 100% the top 9 hitter, I'm 100% the best option in my position. If there's a hesitation, then there's work to do. And that's not a bad thing. It's a great way to create some direction with what your training should look like. But that should be the first question, not why am I not playing? The question should be, am I head and shoulders better than the people that are playing ahead of me? Second mindset shift. Instead of listing all the things that you're currently doing and putting yourself in a headspace where you're thinking, well, what else can I do? Kind of like hands up, going, well, I'm already doing so much. What else is there? Right? A lot of people get in the spot where they are listing, oh, I'm doing defense, I'm going to hitting lessons, I'm training strength and agility, and doing all these things. I don't even have any more time to do anything else. Instead of listing all the things that you do in an effort to show that you can't do any more, try to think about how can you best help your team now, whether you play or not. So many players put their value and worth into just what they do on the playing field, when in reality, what it seemed like to me is so many of them have the goal of just being out there, not of being the best option. Excuse me. Not of being the best option for their team. So it's a very different thing. If your goal is to be the best you can possibly be versus your goal is to just be out on the field, that's a completely different standard. If your best is to be a starter, that's great. If your best is to be a starter and to make an impact and to be the best you could possibly be, I think that puts you in a different realm. That puts you in more of this pursuit of greatness versus pursuit of the lowest standard you can have to get on the field. A lot of loaded thoughts there. So I'll just leave that. Let's see. My next point. Other things that athletes can ask themselves. List your strengths and weaknesses as a player and train both of those. So many players go and do the grind, right? They're, all right, well, I'm out here practicing. I'm doing it. But what are you actually doing? There's a huge difference between going out there and your body showing up, but your mind not having concrete goals, not having specific plans for each practice, not understanding how you fit in at team situations, or just understanding what's being asked of you each time that you go out and you're just showing up. So a really good exercise is to list out the things you're good at, things you want to improve at, and those things that you want to improve at, have measurable goals for yourself. So no matter if you are starting or not, that's not the only measure. Just like having an at bat. you getting a hit or not is not the only measure of you getting better. It's, are you swinging at balls and strikes? Are you having a quality at bat? Are you staying true to your approach, your plan when you're up to bat? Same thing applies as you're trying to be a starter. Is, okay, my arm strength was at this level and I want it to get here. And it could be in comparison to somebody else, or it could just be in comparison to you. And you are continuously getting better no matter what happens, no matter what decision the coach makes about playing time. Last thing that you could do is have a conversation with your coach. This would be, and conversation with the coach is just to get more feedback, not placing blame like, hey, why are you not playing me? Maybe ask different questions like, hey, I'm training XYZ. In your opinion, is me getting way better at these things going to get me closer to being the best option for the job? Instead of, hey, coach, why am I not playing? And not providing any context as to all, like, the direction of your current training or the things that you're doing to get better. I think that's a really good tactic to get positive feedback instead of making it like a battle of coach versus player. Another note for just like the athlete side is the family and support system behind the athlete. I think the conversation turns toxic when it's like a poor me mentality. Oh, you're not playing because the coach's kid is playing. That's not your fault. And it breeds like this victim mindset where the intention is to make the athlete feel better. Like, oh, it's not your fault. You're not bad. That coach is just out to get you. But in the long term, it's just not a good perspective to have because it takes the control and responsibility away, and it takes kind of the journey of getting better away from the athlete, and it just places blame on the coach. So I think bottom line is, if you want to be great, you're going to need to compete for a spot. What are the things that you can control? You can control getting better. You can control your mindset. You can control being resolved in your journey and just trusting the fact that if you want to be on a great team, if you want to get recruited in college, you are also going to have to compete. And practicing competing as a younger player is great because you are going to have to compete for a spot when you're older. Last point for athletes. Speaking of postseason, it's just at Oregon and just knowing that team a little bit, knowing the stories of each of the athletes, the lineup has not been the same every game from fall to now. There's a different hero at different parts of the season. People have gotten hurt. People have had to have not been performing, been taken out of the lineup. The lineup switched up based on what works best for the team. So everyone can be a hero at one point. When will your time be? Will you be ready? Are you going to just wait and sit back and hope to be in there? Or are you going to constantly be working so that when your time has come to be the hero, to have the pressure on you, to want to be the one in those situations, are you going to be excited for that moment? Or are you going to be surprised or scared or nervous, hesitant? And how you feel about it might not dictate if you actually are ready, because it's okay to be nervous and scared. But our preparation actually is going to tell us if you are ready or not. And if you're just sitting back and waiting instead of understanding and training, didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it just did somehow, you're actually going to be more ready to compete when the game comes to you.
So in your reach, it doesn't have to be all the way straight. Right?
I think I'll save the coaches portion
reach after this,
for
the reach helps you stay
the next YouTube video, because that one is a little bit longer, or will be a little bit longer, and I've already talked a lot about playing time. Like a lot. I'll leave it the next. We're still doing the same drill. I actually really like this drill. I think I'm going to implement it again. In the last 2 minutes, let's see what adjustments Naya is going to make on these girls.
It's like a hot in here. Get your elbow up more, okay?
So now we switch to the 8:30 group of girls, it looks like.
Oh. Out sooner, or down sooner and out front more, okay? Good.
Naya doesn't really like being on the camera because she says her voice goes deeper when she's on. I don't think that's true. Yeah, so I'm really curious what your guys' thoughts are about playing time. If you are a parent, player, or a coach listening to that, what are your thoughts? Am I on the right track? Am I totally off base? Because I have the luxury of just hanging out here in the facility. I hear a lot of what people say. I internalize it, spit it back out with pieces of my experience, hopefully a little bit of wisdom of what I've learned, what I would have done if I was in your position, and also what I've learned after being in your position. But the game is very different than when I played. A little bit harder, more competition. There's more softball than ever. It's growing, growing, growing. All right. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening to me ramble on.